Okay, welcome everyone. Today we are playing Feathers with the Gauntlet. This is a game that was in the Racial Justice Equality bundle last year, which means you probably own it. The game is by Remy Permat. So yeah, it's an interesting belonging outside belonging game about angels who have fallen down to earth. So yeah, my name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. And today, my angel will be Dawn, she, her. She is the rebel. So yeah, let's. I guess we'll go in character keeper order. So David, do you want to go next with intro?
Yeah, sure thing. Hi, my name's David. I use he, him pronouns for myself. I will be playing Cass, the lover, who goes by they or he pronouns generally. Yeah, looking forward to playing with you all.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Penny the Dancer with she, her pronouns.
Hello, my name's Matt. I use they, them, or he, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing Lucas, who is the dreamer. There's lots of things to dream about. Lucas uses they, them pronouns. And yeah, this is my first belonging outside belonging game, actually. So I'm very excited to give this a go with you all.
Cool, yeah. And in our setup, we decided that our angels live in a small college town near the end of summer, so a little bit off-season vibe, but things are starting to pick up again. And I think we have a few irons in the fire where that is concerned. So yeah, so like in most belong games, there's another kind of set of play sheets which are the situations, and so whenever one of those come up, one of us, probably whoever is least involved in the situation, will take control of the situation in terms of like GMing, essentially GMing for that kind of scene or situation. The four situations we have are the vibrant flock, the imperfect vessel, the sanctuary roost, and the handmade deities. And they all have their own kind of trigger for when someone picks them up or when they give them away. They all have their own kind of tips and desires and moves. Okay. So does anyone have a strong? I mean, I feel like some of the kind of ready to roll kind of plans that some of our characters have might be tied up in Lucas's dreams and intentions. If that sounds okay to you, Matt?
It does, but I would like to decenter some of the focus and see what y'all have got going on in this place too, because
yeah, okay.
I don't want it to be there. Yeah.
So I guess we know that Cass and Dawn have some kind of history. Do we think we want to see the two of them together in some situation?
Yeah, I think that could be interesting. I'm wondering, if maybe Cass has maybe kind of sought out Dawn, and is to kind of get some guidance on stuff in general, and which obviously Dawn's been a bit reluctant to sort of give out in the past. So yeah, that could I think that we could get a scene around that. If that sounds cool with you.
Yeah. So do you think this is like in public, or maybe you've arrived on Dawn's doorstep?
Yeah, I think maybe maybe this is I suppose technically, yeah, I could see it either way. I think I think Cass has probably sought out Dawn at somewhere where they think she will be, whether that is her home or if there's somewhere else where Dawn hangs out a lot.
Yeah, I think maybe there's a really small coffee shop in town that is very quiet, that it's out of term, right? But it's Dawn likes the spot at the back, and it's when usually it's kind of bustling and crowded and a little bit cramped, and kind of no one has a table to themselves right now. There's a couple of people here, but it's a lot. It seems very peaceful.
Does the Lonely Folk Singer play at the cafe?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and she might be, or they might be playing here right now, even though it's kind of empty. Maybe this is like a warm up, try out your new set kind of thing for the folk singer.
It's the lonely descriptor too.
Yeah.
Maybe they like it better that way.
Cool.
Does this sound like Sanctuary Roost?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if we want to say that is kind of the dramatic kind of timbre to the scene, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Can I ask, just on a kind of rules questiony, I guess here, do we set desires for a place, like someone picks it up and they'll pick one of the desires, and the next time it's picked up, the second desire is picked up? Is that
so
right?
the way the rules say it is whoever picks it up first sets both desires.
Okay.
But if you want to be a little bit more kind of organic, and pick one and then pick a second next time around and have it kind of grow a little bit more naturally, that sounds good to me. Okay, so yeah, I think I guess it's Dawn's table, right? So she'll be there. So it's not like a surprise, and she, I think, is leaning up against the wall. I think I kind of imagine like not quite a grimy kind of smoke stained wallpaper or wood, whatever, but it's like she is not quite listening to music, but listening to how the music affects the building. And she has her eyes closed, and there's like the gritty remains of a double espresso in front of her.
Yeah, and I think Cass collects their coffee from the counter. It's like a big latte with probably some sort of chocolate sprinkles on top, and they will come over to Dawn's table and say, hey Dawn, how's it going? I thought I'd just stop by and I think as he as they put their coffee down on the table, they'll kind of stop and say, oh, sorry, I probably should have got coffee for you as well. What are you having? I can go back and get something.
Oh, hi, Cass. No, it's okay. I have a standing order. They bring me one every hour, whether I need it or not. So saves me whatever.
Sure. and yeah, they'll sort of take a seat at that point and sort of sip their coffee, do that sort of like ow, that's harder than they were expecting it to be, sort of blow on it a bit. So I'm still getting used to all of this, but coffee's good. I like coffee.
It is good. I'm trying to remember what it tasted like the first time, but it was rough. But it's something to fill the void, right?
There's so much to learn here, so much to see and do and taste. I'm still not sure what I should be doing here,
Yeah. I don't know how to break this to you, but that's the way it's going to be for the rest of your existence.
Free will, I suppose.
Yeah, I came here today because it's Tuesday and this lovely, surprisingly insightful folk singer is on Tuesday, and this is my habit. I think sometimes if you think you're going to find like a grand purpose in life, you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. We've got to experience what's here and do what we want to, I suppose. Is there something you'd like me to do for you? I mean, like I know you have things going on, but if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know, and I can do that for you, or I can try anyway. I'm still learning exactly what it is I can and can't do, but
yeah, I mean, I guess you could just try spending some time here and I mean, I don't know if I was fair to you last time we spoke, but I mean, I don't know what kind of truth you're looking for. I'm absolutely sure I cannot give it to you, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, it's been you have been helpful. Thank you, Dawn. I think you're right. I've got to try and work out what I want, and work towards that. I'd say it's still also new. I know all this must be so familiar to you now, but I'll find a place. I'll find a place for myself here.
I'd like to pick up the Sanctuary Roost. As you're talking, the door opens kind of into here, about halfway open, as you see a man in a very expensive business suit. His hair, probably the haircut costs more than the whole stock of the bar. He's on a cell phone. Yeah, we've made it. It's about what you'd expect. No. I don't think we're going to have any problems. Then you hear a voice behind, Chad, no, not there. There's a Starbucks right up the street. You see this guy kind of look around. Oh, good. As he closes the door behind him, and you see the owner of the cafe here kind of give a look over towards the door as it closes. I'm setting the first desire as respite from the world beyond.
Nice.
I mean, they don't even know what they want. So what am I going to do to fix them? Nothing.
I guess that's an important thing to remember, isn't it? That and then maybe these people aren't any better at this than we are.
Though it seems to come when they decide they do want something, it seems to come so naturally to them. You think we'd be better at that? Like just taking something or finding something?
Yeah. It's I've been reading and watching lots about how people live, what people want and do, and that, and it's yeah, I want to get a better understanding of maybe if I understand more about how they live, then I'll be able to do the same. Fit in, be a part of this world.
Yeah, maybe I can help you do that.
Well, yeah, that would be great. If I think this, and they'll just kind of gesture around at the cafe. I think this all of this is helping.
Okay. Do we think that's seen, or do you want to add something else in, Tyler?
No, I think I dropped my little piece in. I'm good.
Okay.
Cool.
Maybe we hear horns blaring outside, but they're largely muffled by the quietude of the shop, and maybe it's even in the same key as the singer's song, so it sounds more musical than it does aggressive, like it would if you were outside, something like that.
Yeah.
While you just sit there and sit.
Cool.
Thank you. That was a nice demonstration of how this all goes. So can I clarify the desires in the situations?
Yeah.
Those are desires of the angels in the space?
Or of the space itself, or of the kind of the general situation, right? So,
okay.
And I guess it's just abstract. I think it's just really a theme, right? Or a sub theme that goes into those kind of scenes. So.
I have a scene to frame up, maybe with Lucas,
Sure.
at the New Age store.
Great.
That sound good?
Yeah. How do you want to frame it?
I'm imagining, as you have the friend that's there often, you coming in to find me wandering about, kind of almost like killing time, like waiting almost. And kind of aimlessly moving through the tchotchkes and the books. As you come in, I'll look towards the door almost expectantly, and when I see you, it's not quite disappointment. I mean, there's a smile.
And there's a moment of like self-doubt or hesitation, as I'm not sure if I should read into that or not, but I think I let my excitement get the best of me. And Penny,
Lucas, it's good to see you.
Is that you in my favorite new place?
It's a nice place. I'll come over and like give you a hug.
Yeah, I hug you and I say, well, no, show me what you were looking at.
Well, those things over there. I honestly, and I'll kind of draw you over to the side, and I was kind of hoping someone was going to come. I saw them here before. I mean, it's not like I'm following them around. I mean, it was they were here before, so I thought maybe they would come back.
I see. Yeah, maybe they will come back. But is that really is that how you like to meet people and make friends?
Normally, I just run up to somebody and just start talking, and either they'll walk away or they'll talk back, and then, well, I've made a friend if they talk back. But she was different.
I know that too well.
She smiled at me. I mean, her whole face, her eyes, and everything. And then she just walked out.
Well, I'm sure that was, a sign, right? Like an invitation, maybe. And I'm trying to say what you want to hear in this moment.
And I'm acting awkward.
Yes, you are. I'm sure if so is this, you said you came here because you've seen her in here before?
Mhm.
She's the witchy girl, right? So I say, I think I've seen her around here too. She definitely seems like your type.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I've seen her looking at the yoga bolsters, and I really think you'd have a chance.
I've been around the flock so long, and most of the time it's like they don't really see into me, us. They don't look like they would understand. She did, Lucas. Like she was looking for something, and she saw it in me.
That's why I love this place, Penny, because the people here, they're looking for something. They want to look deeper. And you know what, Penny? You deserve someone that sees you, that really looks at you. And I think I'm like alluding to that, the fact that it's someone else, but I think that I'm maybe hiding my feelings because I might want to be the person that can see Penny and understand her and all the things that comes with that.
That's so sweet for you to say. And Lucas, is that why you come here? So that you could be around people who are searching?
That's what I tell myself, but honestly, Penny, I don't know. I come here looking for the feeling that I used to get in the middle of the chorus when we were in the prime of our exaltations. And I've never felt anything like that. And all I want is a way to find that again and to help share that with people. And I just pull something off the wall that I don't know really what it does, like a singing bowl or something. And I'm like, and this thing, it looks like something, it's got sigils on it.
I've seen this. And I'll take my finger and kind of lick it and just run it around the edge rather than using the actual instrument to do it. I just run so it gets that note.
Yeah.
It sings.
Just like that with your spit.
I've seen them use a stick.
That's what the stick is for. I see. I'm hopeless.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well,
you're brilliant and wonderful, and you're always so full of hope.
Well, I have meetings, and I want to get a club going and a society, and I want to help share this knowledge with people, but I don't even have it myself.
Well, this knowledge, it's not, I told you before, it's not the knowledge, it's the being. If you go and show them you, they'll be inspired. You're special.
Well, this is awful nice, Penny. Sounds like we're saying the things to each other that we ought to be saying to ourselves.
I suppose it's easier sometimes for other people to see the better qualities we have.
That's a skill I need learning.
Here, and I'll kind of take the bowl out of your hand. Why don't I get this for you?
I would love that. Now, if you go over to the kind old woman at the counter, her name is Gertrude. She's just a delight. Strike up a conversation with her, see what she has to say to you.
Okay, well, certainly, and oops, diddly-dee-dee.
Do we think this is requiring a situation, or
We're probably
do
coming
you want
to.
to play out a scene
Yeah.
with Gertrude or something like that?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's pull a
Okay.
situation.
Does it seem like handmade deities? Like you are kind of sharing your, I mean, not quite sharing your fate, but it's like here's a new kind of thing, and I will show you how to do the proper rituals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take that. I'll pick desire to share rituals, big and small. List. Yeah. So Gertrude is the new age, the kind old soul at the new age shop, right, Matt? Okay. And I think, I imagine she knows people who come into her store more than once. So she might have seen Penny here a few times, maybe not talking to the witchy chick. How are you doing, dear? What have you got your eye on this week?
I'm buying a gift for my friend Lucas, and I'll motion back.
And I just wave excitedly. I've got like my hands full of tarot decks and stuff.
Wonderful. So is Lucas going to act surprised when you give them this present, or are you just buying it for them right now?
I've already told them that I'm going to get it.
Well, I find wrapping something, even when someone knows it's going to be a present, it's still pretty good.
Absolutely. The smile when they open it, that's always the most fun.
Yeah. Lucas can pretend. They're good at pretending. I mean, maybe
You
not,
see me
but
like
it's cute.
over an orb or something.
Yeah.
You seem to know Lucas really well.
One of my regulars. I won't say regular customers, but one of my regulars. I mean, someone's always buying them something. I think they connect with people in a way you don't usually see. So, I like to encourage that kind of stuff.
You seem to notice a lot of things. There was a girl here a few days ago. I saw her here, and then I saw her here. I think a week before that. She wears black.
You're gonna have to narrow it down, dear. We are in a college town. Almost everyone wears black.
her eyes are bright green, and
Ah,
her smile, it's like the moon coming out from a cloud.
so do you want to give her a name, Tyler, or will I come up with something?
Come up with something.
I will say Stephanie.
Okay.
So yeah, Gertrude tells you it's Stephanie, and I think you will find Stephanie in the store every day. Usually, around about now, just after lunch.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful. And I'm kind of fumbling my money out as I pay for this once she wraps it up.
I mean, it might seem like she's here every time you're here, but
Oh, okay. So she's here every day.
If you come in same time tomorrow, I am sure you will bump into her.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll pick up the gift, and I appreciate that a lot. That was very sweet of you. And I'll kind of move over towards Lucas with it. Lucas, she comes in here every day.
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, she she's very interested in these sorts of things. I think she might be Gertrude's apprentice.
Oh, she said she may be here like any time today, or this time tomorrow, or she might come in today.
Well, yeah. She does.
I need to go.
Where are you going?
So I have a thing.
But I haven't even shown you the tree in the corner. There's a whole tree.
Love you, Lucas. And I'll kiss you on the cheek and flee out.
Nice.
And I'm hitting lose my nerve as well.
And then
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna wrap up the moment. I think Lucas is like arranging things on a shelf in a way that they see fit, whether that's like a magical arrangement or something. There's like little raven statues and little miniatures and things like that, and he's set them all, or they've set them all up. Yeah, I don't know if it actually does any magic, but it feels like it does.
Well, I mean, I think Gertrude will probably tell you that that's exactly what magic feels like,
Yeah, I think she would. Maybe actually there's even this scene of Lucas taking the bowl and just immediately unceremoniously unwrapping it and going and sitting on a cushion in the corner that's kind of like the sitting place in the shop, and just like practicing the way that Penny did it. And I kind of want to spend a token to know myself for a moment, to kind of have this moment of I'm figuring it out, the bowl is singing.
What does that look like for Lucas?
I think it's like Lucas has a ready smile, so is always kind of smiling and kind of in sort of sometimes a way to like do what they want other people to see, sort of. But I think we just see like a moment of serenity over Lucas's face, and like they're totally present and totally like yeah, finding that feeling of connectedness that they haven't been able to find for a long time. So I think it's been a lot of using the things in the shop and sort of spiritual practices in order to feel like they're connecting to something. But I think this is like an actual moment of connection.
Great. Okay, so I think that's our scene. Yeah, okay, cool. Anyone have a good idea for next one? Do we want to have mix up our pairings a little bit and have maybe Penny and Dawn, or Cass and Penny, or
Are we always trying to angle towards a situation?
I mean, I feel like we probably should, right?
Mhm.
To kind of give us a few more mechanical strings, or at least to get as many players in the scene, involved in the scene as possible, right? But I mean, we can go to a natural kind of scene that you think works without necessarily tying it up to one of those situations, right? I mean, what do we think Cass would have done after the coffee shop? Do you think they would have stayed there for long, or moved on, or tried to meet up with someone else?
Yeah, I think maybe I think they'll probably have hung around the coffee shop for a bit. Probably listened to the singer for a bit. After that, I am just trying to think what would be a
Or we have Dawn and Penny bump into each other? Give you some time to think, David.
yeah. No, that's cool as well.
Or if you want to do something, maybe if Dawn and Cass spend the afternoon in the coffee shop and they're leaving and they bump into Penny, if we want to get a trio together.
I'm good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just when Penny was racing to go wherever.
Yeah, I think if Penny is trying to escape this situation, the peril of meeting Stephanie is such that maybe she races out and bumps into Dawn and Cass.
All right. Y'all two are coming out, so I think you probably see me it seems it actually is conceivable. I think that because there wasn't a thing I was going to go do. It was just running. And so I think maybe I just tried to find somewhere where I can hide out and collect my thoughts. So it may even be that I'm kind of coming to that place. And so as I see the two of you coming out, it will alter my plans. I probably seen you cast not terribly long ago, but Don, you and I probably don't run into each other all that frequently.
Yeah. Though of course we have our lonely folk singer in common. So, but maybe for those gigs, the place is a lot more crowded, and we somehow miss each other, right?
Dance around each other a little.
Yeah.
Cass.
Hi, Penny. How are you? It's been, well, I suppose it's not been that long, but how are you?
I'll come over and give you a hug.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, and Cass will kind of lean into the hug and hug you back and say, "I'm glad to hear it. It's were you on your way here? Are you meeting someone or?"
No, I'm definitely not meeting someone tonight. No, not today. Today is not a good day for meeting someone. I was just going to get a frozen, extremely sweet coffee drink and listen to the guy playing. He's fascinating. Hi, Dawn. And I'll kind of reach hesitantly to give a hug, waiting to see if Dawn is willing to reciprocate.
So, I think Dawn's reaction when Penny gave Cass a hug, like a full-throated hug, and then like didn't immediately follow up, was like to look away, like that that doesn't affect me. We're not close. Why should she want to hug me? Right? And yeah, I think it's an awkward accepted hug when Penny does turn to her. But I think maybe Dawn is kind of caught by surprise, right? That, which might explain why it feels so awkward. Hey, why is it not a good day to meet someone?
I don't look my best. I'm not quite. I don't quite think that this is a good day for meeting people. That's all. You have to be feeling your best to meet new people. Good impressions.
Okay.
I didn't know you and Cass were friends. And I'll kind of look over at Cass.
Well, Cass is friends with everyone.
I mean, I try to be, I suppose. But yeah, I've been just speaking with Dawn about all of this.
There's no one better to ask. Dawn's been around forever.
So you going somewhere to fix yourself up?
I was going somewhere to hide.
To hide from?
There's someone I want to meet. I didn't feel good about meeting them today, and so now I'm going to hide, which I guess isn't very good.
I think this is probably a cue to pick up the vibrant flock when someone lets down their walls and risks letting another into their life if just for a moment. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
You could set a desire.
Oh. to create something new. Sounds nice.
Nice.
Especially for Cass.
So you think this person is gonna look at you like this in all of your perfection and say, nope, not for me.
I'll kind of blush. Dawn, you're trying to flatter me. I look just a fright. My hair could be much shinier, and I could be wearing something much more. Well, I mean, not alluring. I wouldn't be wearing something alluring. This is just someone I want to meet. It's a friend. I don't know what you're implying.
We could give you a makeover. That's
Yeah, well, I mean, let's not go that far.
Cash, you always look so perfectly put together. I think that it would be lovely if you and I were to decide to like we could trade clothes.
sure. I can I can lend you something if you'd like. We can go back to my place.
You say you were. Go ahead. As I am definitely stumbling around on words.
I mean, Penny in Cass, yeah, in Cass's outfit, I definitely will pay money to see that.
I have a thought, unless the three of you want to push further. Just thinking about the characters on our pages and the prompts in my situation. The moves I'm interested in right now are have someone fuck up in a very human way and give a normal person a name, a story, and a chance. And I was thinking that maybe the teen who has better things to do than to win awards for their parents is biking by and falls off their bicycle.
Okay.
Aw.
Does that sound fun?
Yeah. So I will definitely like to intervene.
You would like to what, sorry?
Intervene. I would like to help them out.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to give them a name?
Let's go with Sam.
Sam. Great. So Sam is like, you know, how do you want to help out? What does it look
Yeah,
like?
I think I am like just rushing over to help them back up to their feet, assuming it's not like a bat, it's just like a fall, a regular bike fall. So yeah, just like brush them down and like check if they're okay, and make sure we're not standing in traffic and that kind of common sense stuff.
Yeah, I think you can see that they're not hurt, but they do look like they've been crying, and that's probably why they fell.
And yeah, I think the kind of the Sam, are you okay, turns into a Sam, are you okay? Like just general concern turning into very specific concern.
Yeah, and I think I guess one of the tips says show people that need the angels as much as the angels need them. So I think that Sam, it seems like they don't want to let on too much, but they say, it's another fight with my mom.
Yeah, that's tough. Do you want to go into this cafe here? It's like quiet, and if you want to talk or just sit and whatever.
I don't want to take you away from your friends. And are the two of you like just looking over?
Yeah, I think Cass will be sort of, won't be crowding in at the moment, but I think I think Cass actually will at that point step forward and say, "Ah, don't worry about it. Your your need is clearly greater than ours, and we'll give Sam a little smile, and I'm going to actually spend my token, and is just going to kind of reach into a pocket and pull out a pack of tissues, and just dabs at Sam's eyes with tissue, and probably does a thing of just like rubbing down where they've kind of scraped their elbow as well, or what have you, and says, "Of course not. Go with Dawn. She'll be able to take care of you. Don't worry about it."
I think there's a second, I see in your tips that it says push other characters' boundaries, but be mindful of other players. So maybe there's a second where Sam kind of is a little hesitant about your touch, but then like relents as they can feel your kind of aura. And then I think they notice something and they recognize you and they say, hang on, aren't you the one that did that big performance? That dance in the square? And you.
I think Penny has been kind of like a little surprised at Dawn being so concerned and kind for this kid. I mean, it isn't unknown, but it is a little surprising to Penny to see Dawn being, I don't want to say motherly, but certainly kind of, going over there and latching to help, and kind of yes, yeah, that was us.
Cool. So we don't as far as this like scene moving forward, I think like maybe Sam is a person who might admire the nature of your performance and who might be a person with expressive challenges, maybe because of their parents who want them to win awards, and they have better things to do. So, and maybe some of the things that they want to do are inspired by the things that they've seen the two of you do. So I guess I want to give Dawn a chance to be the rebel auntie, sort of, because this is the thing on your sheet.
So, I mean, I think it kind of would make some sense that Dawn would know a little bit of what Sam really wants in life, given that she is kind of encouraging his rebellion, or at least trying to facilitate what he wants to do with his life. So maybe she'll just say something like, yeah, maybe Penny and Cass could help you out someday, with your ideas. I think you might be able to learn a lot from them. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you want to rush into that right now. So maybe later on this week. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah, I'd like that, if it's no trouble.
What are you interested in?
People are beautiful and flawed and worth celebrating. Give each person a name, a story, and a chance. Well, I feel like I feel sometimes this overwhelming feeling of needing to get something out and express something, and I never have the chance to do it. Every time it comes up, I feel like it wastes away or it gets pushed into something else. I don't know. And you can see Sam is obviously very emotional right now, and is still on the verge of tears.
Well, John's right. You should probably, Cass and I, we can give the two of you a chance to chat, and Dawn knows where to find us. Cass, would we love to help Sam here? I mean, it's all about getting a chance to do what you wanted and have fun and expression. That's all it is. Living life.
Just Cass, just kind of.
Yeah, and I think Cass will say, yeah, that's you need to show who you really are, and if we can help you do that, then that would be great.
And I think Sam for a moment looks hopeful, but then turns to Dawn and says, well, I don't know if my mom would want me going out for something like that.
Well, I mean, I think you might have to do it, right?
I think you're right, Dawn.
You are allowed to lie.
Yeah, and I think because Sam is a rebel, I don't think that this is something totally new to them. I think just the fight is still fresh in his mind, and he's it's hard for him to conceive of going back on that right now. But I think you hold yourself strong, and you just say that simply to him, and he just nods like, "Oh yeah," and you can already see the tears kind of disappearing.
I think that is probably Dawn spending a token. One of my moves is tell the truth, inspiring positive change. So I think that works.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best truths are.
Yeah. So I think Dawn still kind of wants to take Sam to sit down and kind of just to maybe not talk through what's just happened, but calm him down and have him kind of feel a bit safer. So I don't know if Cass and Penny are going off to do their thing. I think she will kind of maybe going into the cafe is just to like mouth thank you to them. Maybe seeming a little bit less bitter than usual.
Cass, how do you feel like I come over and kind of put my arm in your arm, kind of hook arms? Let's give up some space, and you always have the best eyeliner.
Yeah, I could certainly give you a give you a new look that I've been experimenting with some new mascaras.
I gotta tell you, Cass, I was thinking of something a little more gothy. So maybe you can help me with that. And as we walk off, I kind of look at you. I know you talked with Dawn about being here, but did you see that? Even as long as Dawn's been here, she still cares about people. in the end, that's kind of what it's all about. And I'm going to spend a token to attach beautiful meaning to that scene we just that going on there.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, this is so great.
How do we think about another break?
I'm into it.
Yeah, sounds
okay.
good.
So let's say 1:30.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're back. Yeah, so I really like that scene. So yeah, Matt, how do you feel about seeing Lucas up to something?
Yeah, that sounds good. So I guess one can always look at the situations, but we don't need to stick too closely to that framing because stuff comes out of situations naturally. So what is Lucas up to? Lucas maybe is doing like a meetup in the park or something. Could be the next day or something like that, or the same day if y'all want to show up with your makeup looks or something to my new age meetup. But or maybe we could even introduce one of the folks I want to be like, and there's the widow who cooks for all the local kids. And it could be a scene of like Lucas sort of being inspired by and being around a person who really inspires them. I think I'm gonna Lucas's pronouns will be they, them, or he, him, and I'll use them alternatively because it feels like it's coming out naturally. So yeah, so maybe the widow is maybe it's like a book club or something. I don't know. I should be getting one of the other characters involved. So I'm just having trouble with the framing a little bit here. Like I would like to interact with Dawn since we haven't really yet. And Cass sort of.
Yeah, I mean, unless like an easy drawing is maybe Sam is part of this neighborhood club, right, with the widow. So is this like a cookout thing, or is this like a potluck in her home, or is it kind of, what's the vibe?
I like a potluck in her home, and you know, they can have like it's like a cooler studies class. It's for all the teens who like are into alt stuff and like into thinking about things that they don't get taught at school and stuff. And there's just this cool older woman who facilitates their musings and ideas and edgy teenageness and kind of helps direct it and stuff like that. And I think,
so yeah, I think, or maybe this is like Sam's first time to go, and like he needs a little bit of emotional backup. And also this puts Dawn and Lucas together on the thing that they have previously kind of argued about, right?
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah. So I like that framing.
Nice. So there's the smell of something delicious cooking. Something a little different from what everyone usually gets fed at home in this place, probably. And I think the home is very fun, or at least very visually striking. There's a lot going on, a lot to look at, a lot to marvel at, a lot to wonder about. And I'm usually probably there early, talking with the widow who needs a name. Um, uh, let's name her Vera. And Lucas is maybe doing a tarot reading for one of the other early arrivers. Just a simple reading because they still don't know the deck all that well, and they kind of have to look in the instructions for a few of the cards to remember what they mean. But yeah, that's probably the establishing. I don't know if Vera's in the room. Maybe she's at work and you can hear her singing through a doorway.
Yeah, so I think like there'll be like an arrival of a few more kids and like I think maybe Sam and Dawn are a little bit late, like maybe there's a cold feet moment
Yeah.
outside on the footpath, or even on the at the front door, so yeah, I imagine you probably see them arrive then because they're not with the crowd.
Yeah.
Or I don't know whether like we really sense each other's presence, right? Yeah. So I think maybe Dawn knows that you'll be here, but Lucas does not expect Dawn.
Yeah. It would, maybe I had a feeling and I was like, no, why would Dawn be here? Dawn's not coming.
Yeah.
And so I think I probably finished the tarot reading. Maybe a few of the kids are in the kitchen helping Vera prepare whatever, and a few of them are reading or discussing what they're reading, and maybe I'm less occupied. And I guess Sam would be a new face to me, so I think I would like turn an easy smile to Sam, and then if you follow in behind him, there's a more complicated look on my face, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel coming into a thing like this?
Well, this is awkward, the thing I said, you shouldn't be getting involved in, and I certainly shouldn't be getting involved in. Here I show up. So yeah, this is less than ideal, for Dawn's.
Does it feel a little like choir practice?
Yeah.
Well,
hey.
I think I try to give a warm welcome to the newcomer because I'm trying to be the kind of community facilitator and get everyone inspired about being here. And so I think I'd say, hey, come on over. I've got cards here. Do you want to play a little game? And I'll see if Sam wants to just kind of join me for something low stakes and not too weird or mystical or esoteric. And I kind of like look up at you, kind of like a half inviting glance. Like I don't know if I directly ask, but I kind of ask with my eyes, sort of like, "Are you gonna join? What are you doing?"
Yeah, so I think like Dawn is kind of, maybe standing at the doorway into this kind of central area where like the kitchen, the big kitchen where, or, off living room area or dining room area where people are gathering. And she is like obviously here, but not here. Like she is at the liminal space of the doorway and kind of not committing to being here. But yeah, I think that kind of look snags her.
I think I'm pulling up the sanctuary roost to do this situation with.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
I'm adding to the desires to be shamelessly unique. As Sam looks at you, Dawn, and says, is it all right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just not sure if I really want to cramp your style.
I mean, you're super cool, Dawn.
And I think the glance then is between Lucas and her, right? And maybe that's like the invitation to her from Lucas.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll kind of shrug and sit down at the table.
And Sam comes over to you, Lucas, and sure. Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam. You have a lovely presence.
Thanks.
No problem.
What are these?
Well, these are playing cards, but they're in a little bit of a different style than you might have seen in the old bicycle box before. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Dawn is a mean cards player. What do you think, Sam?
He'll look up at Dawn and kind of smile. Dawn's pretty good at anything she does.
She is. I'm looking at my weak moves here to see if there's anything to go off of, but I'm maybe sort of hiding my feelings, but I don't think it's strong enough for token stuff. But I think I deal everyone in, and I'd say something like, I think there's magic in cards. A lot of people just play it like it's any old thing, and it is, but there's something else there. The numbers, the faces, 13 cards in a suit. Something special.
I think Sam is just wrapped. I mean, he is completely entranced with your patter.
And I think I might kind of get lost in that, sort of like I'm a little over eager a lot of the time to be inspiring and to share my love of something that is important to me with somebody else. So I might spend a token and stand for what I believe in. Or I think I'm actually more interested in asking what means the world to you. And I think I kind of do that in a roundabout way. Like I really share something deep about myself. Like, I even go on and really you can find the magic in anything, if only you know how to look for it. And I'm kind of trying to get Sam to a place where he's willing to share with me. And I think I say something like, I'm sorry, Sam, I'm going on, aren't I? And I kind of look with a guilty look at Dawn, like Dawn knows that this is how I tend to operate sometimes. And say,
Dawn, I think you're noticing that, like the kids here, as people are coming in, they are completely, they've seen Lucas kind of do this before. And you could see that look in their eyes of like someone new is here that is going to get to experience Lucas. You can see the appreciation they have for what Lucas does.
And I think the other thing you do notice, Dawn, as all this is going on, there's a vase of lilies up, on the mantelpiece. Most of them are still in that sort of like long bud formation, but as this is going on, several of the lilies will actually sort of bloom out and open up. And I have added the wonders of the natural world to our handmade deities.
Nice. So I guess what I'm actually really interested in this moment is like Dawn is like taking a step into something that she's maybe uncomfortable with and kind of opening herself up to something new. And I I was gonna, ask of Sam, kind of, but I kind of want to get at Dawn and see if I can like, so maybe I'm like talking about the nature of magic in anything, and the divine is all around us and that sort of thing, and um there's a moment that I kind of pause and I look thoughtful for a second. And I look over to Dawn and I say, "What about you, Dawn? Where have you found
Yeah,
magic
or
lately?"
or I was thinking maybe like you asked the question of Sam quite obviously, but Dawn thinks it's directed at her, and
Yeah,
she answers.
yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Um,
So good.
and I think there she is about to answer, right? But there's a hesitation in her voice, because I think it's like dredging up something that she doesn't quite want to admit, and she says, "I'm I'm broken, and I always have been."
I think you see Sam kind of look up surprised at you, and there's in the look you see not just the surprise, but kind of this, oh my God, Dawn is kind of like me too.
And I like take a moment to let that kind of sink in and to feel that. And uh, the cards stop for a second. And I think I say to Sam, but also kind of to Dawn, like I'm trying not to put too much focus onto Dawn and trying not to make it too glaring. But I think I say, well, that's what we all come here for. We've all stumbled along the way. And I look at Sam's scrapes. Um, and having those around us that we feel like are family, or at least can share something with, is that's what, it's not necessarily going to fix us right away, but it'll help us see more clearly. I think Lucas always tries to be brief with what they're saying. So they notice themselves almost going on and rambling a little bit. And then that was also me doing the same thing.
Yeah, so I think Dawn kind of nods, but like she looks at the rest of the room who are, either doing their own thing or helping Vera or looking at this little knot of card players. And I think she says, like, so that only the three of us at the table can hear. Well, they all have dreams, though. You all have dreams.
Mm. Is your sleep black and dreamless? Nothing ever comes to you? Maybe that's a little too probing for Lucas. I don't know if he would just it's tough because Sam's right between us, right? Like it's like we have this person that we're sort of helping but we're also,
and I think he's just wrapped, just very much in the energy of the moment with the three of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think maybe Lucas is thinking that, but doesn't quite ask it. So maybe Dawn will, run her hands through her hair and kind of try to break that energy, and like put a hand on Sam's back or his shoulder and say, "Well, we're here for Sam, for his dreams."
And I kind of want to take a token and look to someone else for the answer. And while it's not necessarily very responsible, I think I kind of just like have a look at Sam, and I'm curious how Sam would react.
I think Sam he's almost like caught in this exchange, this very palpable energy that is going on around him. I mean, in reality, there are two divine beings existing in his presence, but in his mind, there is this amazingly unique, interesting person they've just met, this person they know who has always been this symbol of strength. And he looks up at Dawn, and you've always told me to go for my dreams. I guess in a lot of ways they are all around us, aren't they? I mean, is that what you're saying? That if we just believe in them hard enough, maybe they could come true?
I mean, if you believe in them hard enough, you'll make them come true. It's not like you're dreaming the impossible, Sam.
He smiles at you. I've never been around people that tell me that much. I want to introduce something here. I want to leave space for you, David, because I think having your situation in here is also super neat. So interrupt or push in whenever you have a moment or desire. But I think we have Vera come in from the kitchen and kind of look around and see you, Dawn, and see this going on. And, not like interrupting, but more like trying to, she sits down, the casserole, cheese on the top, maybe some Ritz crackers. The smell is fantastic as she looks over at you, Dawn, and you're Dawn, aren't you?
That's me. I think she'll be a little bit confused, right, at being identified by the host.
She looks right. Dig in, kids. Come on, while it's hot. And as people start moving over, she comes up closer to you. You're friends with, what's the name of the queer elder that you know?
Let's go with Marcus.
Marcus.
Yep.
You know Marcus. He talks about you.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I suppose. Yeah, yeah.
He usually comes in when I have these little dinners. But he called me tonight to say that, well, you know, he's one to not suffer fools lightly.
Yeah, yeah.
He seemed mad, almost, and she lowers her voice like she wouldn't say this in front of the kids, pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't seem that way last time I spoke with him, but
I just
maybe.
worry about him sometimes. He's always so willing to throw himself into things.
Yeah, though he's no shrinking violet. If he didn't like something, he'd say something.
Oh, definitely not. He is by far and away a screaming rose. I was just wanting to check. You should try something. This is my specialty. I call it chicken caboodle.
Well, I guess I'll have to try it.
And she kind of reaches down and pats your hand in a very, sweet motherly way as she moves over. Come on, get it. And directing traffic a little. And that's, again, I'm throwing breadcrumbs with all of my stuff. I'm just casting wildly with all my things. So there's my little drop in on that.
Yeah.
Find out next week.
I think Sam and I had been just quietly returning to the cards while the two of you were talking until the food came around, and we start just eating in kind of satisfied silence. And Dawn, do you join? Do you dig in?
Yeah, I imagine, right, that with the food arriving and all of the other kids, Donna's trapped almost, on the inside of the table that has to, scooch in to make room. And, fearsome rebel she might be, but, seating arrangements are inescapable. So, yeah, I think I kind of envisioned her as being kind of stuck, definitely in the gravity well of the casserole from Vera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's sort of one of those moments, just one of those moments where, like, but maybe even only just for a few seconds, but it feels longer, where just like there's like literally everything is silent except for the sound of cutlery on china, and people eating, and there's just that moment of like feeling of connectedness with everyone in the room.
Yeah. And maybe as like little bits of chatter start to break out around the table as the food is being consumed, is disappearing at a rapid rate, considering we got a room of teenagers. I think I go, Sam, this chicken caboodle, this is the stuff dreams are made of. I've seen this stuff in dreams before. And I think I'm trying to like I'm trying to get this like cute little dialogue going with Sam, but I want to spend a token and to be gentle like you want others to be, and kind of sort of imply with what I'm saying that dreams can be small, and dreams can be little comforts, and dreams can be the things that are very close to us, and they don't have to be these big revolutionary world-shaking dreams. They can just be eating food with friends. I don't know if that helps or means anything to Dawn, but because and it's totally okay if it's not reaching her, but Lucas is trying their best.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll maybe not right now, but maybe like in retrospect when she thinks back to it and tries to imagine like whether it is in fact true that she doesn't have any dreams, right? I think that kind of throwaway advice might stick with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that seem like a scene?
Yeah, and there's probably like a cozy zoom out of like, you know, everyone packing up their bowls and you know, getting out maybe instruments or and like song breaking out, and you can hear almost a choir from outside the window.
Oh, lovely.
Uh,
I do want to clarify something because I realized I have that half of y'all might have a different definition of pissed when I said he seemed pissed. I meant angry by
Yeah.
that, the American version, rather than he was drunk when he called me.
Absolutely pissed.
I understood that from the context. But yeah, I mean, there you go.
Good on you, Tyler.
The pitfalls of international gaming.
There aren't a shitload of differences, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, that I know that one has a different meaning.
Yeah.
Marcus was absolutely bombed last night. Just tanked.
We think we got one more scene in us.
Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't mind Cass and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to check in if you fancied sort of actually playing out the kind of makeover scene. Yep, cool.
Hey, go
Yeah,
for it.
I'm all on it. So, what's your place look like?
I think it's just a very like a small, just like little studio apartment type setup. Yeah, nothing too fancy. It's it, you know, again, it probably has that general like student accommodations type vibe to it. I think there's actually quite a few there's some various pictures and posters and stuff up on the wall, but there's quite a few pictures of quite a few photos of Cass. They're all, you know, obviously like professionally taken sort of thing, that he's got kind of pinned up on the walls as well. It's yeah, I think it's you know, clean but not tidy. Here it's you know, there's a bit of like, you know, clothes sort of hanging off of like backs of doors and chairs and all that sort of thing, and just like you know, lots of books and magazines and stuff sort of just strewn about the place.
Have I been here before?
Yeah, I think probably. I think but possibly none of the others have. But I think that yeah, I think that Penny has.
And so as I come in, I'll go up to what you know is my favorite picture of you. That I've always admired. As I come up and I kind of like can't help but reach out and kind of like trace where your hair is in the picture, and it's like he caught something beautiful that's always there, but he could see it perfectly.
Yeah, it's I do like having him take pictures of me. I mean, I suppose it's terribly vain of me and all that, but well, I suppose what's the point in us being down here if we're not going to be at least slightly sinful?
Yeah, you might as well enjoy what you have. And I always wondered what was wrong with being a bit proud. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting used to being here. I think it's so different. It's so very different, but I think in a good way.
It's not the same, but back there, the same was endless. Here, the difference is constant.
And I think Cass kind of takes his top off, just in a fair, in a very casual way, and to reveal more of the kind of tattoos that he's got sort of all over his several on his torso, mostly on his arms. There's a mixture of like geometric shapes, and maybe a few quotes here and there, and some more sort of like nature type imagery. But
is it okay if Penny comes up and comes close and kind of like traces them?
Yeah, absolutely. And he says it's I like to remind myself that we can change things here. We can be different. We can make a mark on ourselves, on the world.
You have taken to that way faster than I did. Even I'm not even sure that I've done it now. You're so willing to change.
It's something I'm sure we all deal with in our own ways. I still don't know exactly what it is I'm doing here, but I think that's normal. I think that's from what I spoke to with Dawn earlier, and I think that's how people are as well. So maybe.
Cass, Do you think you were sent here? And you could see in my face this kind of, I mean, that's a sincere question.
I think I belong here. He'll say and give kind of a faint smile. But I am going to take a token for telling someone kind lies.
Mhm.
But then I think he'll kind of hold that moment for a second and say, "So, let's get you made up. Come over here to the dressing table," and they'll grab, well, not grab, but they'll take Penny's hand and lead her over to where their sort of makeup and stuff is.
Your canvas, Cass.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
On your canvas,
Oh,
Cass.
sorry. Yeah.
Do what you will.
And so you something gothy you were saying is
the eyes, and I don't know if I want to change my hair too much, but definitely in the makeup.
And as they start to kind of apply makeup, they're going to say, "Hey, it's you're a great canvas to work on, Penny, and I'm sure when they see when they see your true beauty brought out, they'll appreciate it. They'll know how you feel about them."
Thank you. I don't know how I feel about them. Honestly, they just saw something. I haven't seen many of the flock who did before.
Did I tell you about that that guy I met in the other day?
One at the bar.
That's right. And he, as I was, as we were at the bar getting a drink, he said he'd asked me if it hurt when I fell from heaven, and for a minute I thought he realized, but it turns out it's just a chat up line.
What did you tell?
Well, I kind of panicked and asked him how he knew, but he just laughed. So I think it's fine.
Well, sometimes for the mouths of fools. Do you like him?
Yeah, I mean he was really cute, and I mean he seemed to like me as well. And I mean I don't know exactly how he he felt, but I'd like to see him again and see if he, well,
You
if
should.
he, yeah,
We have to find the joy we can here. I mean, I've not been here as long as Dawn. I mean, Dawn's older than sand, but I've been here long enough to know you have to find the fun when you can. Now you'll see me get kind of a mischievous look as I reach over towards my little clutch, pull out a little tiny Ziploc bag that's got a couple of pills in it. Would you like to have fun tonight?
yeah, sure thing.
She'll pass you one as she takes another. They say it's ecstatic, or at least they call it ecstasy. But the truth is, it makes it feel a little like the choir singing. And I think as you kind of take it in, I'm going to lay something on if hopefully this is okay. I think it hits us really quick. So that there's the immediate feel as she sort of leans over and turns on your stereo. It makes me feel a little like back home. And with the new makeup you put on, I sort of twirl, and for a moment there, you can see my wings flying out around me. Dance with me, Cass.
I'd love to. And yeah, he'll join you. He'll join you and dance with you.
What do I see when you twirl?
Yeah, I think likewise for just a moment, the those big swan wings manifest, and but I think they said they're big and white and so forth, but I think just like the edges of the feathers are just very slightly like scorched looking, blackened.
And as we dance together, and I think our wings are sort of like moving in this that we can see, only we can see as the music plays. I think the music sort of swells and kind of catches the both of us, and we lift just ever so slightly from the floor.
Cool.
Sound like singing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool.
Great.
I think that's a good place to wrap for the night.
Yeah.
So I'll stop recording and we will do Stars and Wishes. Okay.